Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate it, and thank you for having me on. And of course, the department is reeling. It had been 20 years since we had lost someone in the line of duty to a murder, and now having two this close together, there are many, if not most, of the people in the department that have not experienced that, and we didn't have enough time to recover from the first one before this one happened. So people are taking it very hard. Our dispatchers are heartbroken. The station, it hasn't been easy, that's for sure.
Sheriff Bianco, oftentimes what we've learned over the years in covering these types of sad stories is that two things in law enforcement: there's no such thing as a routine traffic stop, and also oftentimes the most dangerous situation is when deputies are responding to domestic situations like this one.
That's very true. Domestic violence are our #1 most violent calls for law enforcement officers. The emotions are just running so high with the people that we're coming to contact. And you never know what you're really getting into when you go there, whether it's an argument or a fight or physical or anything like that. So it's certainly something that we are normally heightened on, and we have a heightened awareness. We send multiple deputies to those calls, and this was no different. We do, Deputy Calhoun was the first to arrive, and he was immediately met with gunfire. So it was just a tragic situation all around.
Yeah, Sheriff Bianco, just a couple of weeks ago, we learned so much about Isaiah and everything that he meant to the department and to the community. And, and here we go again. What should we know? What more should we know about Deputy Calhoun?
Darnell was just like the last one. It was a lifelong dream to be a deputy. He started with the San Diego Police Department. He worked there for 2 years, didn't like the commute. His entire family is from our Temecula area, and they have a business there. It's a fantastic business. They're unbelievably community oriented, and they serve their community. And Deputy Darnell was no different. He loved his job. He loved his wife, his kids. It's just tragic. They were just a great, wholesome family.
The two situations are different, and you've been quite vocal about your anger concerning the loss of Deputy Isaiah Cordero. But overall, you said something that really stuck with me. You said, our department, we're dealing with the things that seem like these minor incidents, and we're dealing with people who put up a fight, life or death battle, and we send out our law enforcement in these situations, and we don't know if they're going to come back. You said the department is working in a time where there is a growing population that has absolutely zero respect for other people. If you could speak to that.
It is certainly true. I hate to get somewhat political in these situations, but over the last several years, there's been an unbelievable growing, seems like a push to vilify law enforcement. We have our state lawmakers that call criminal reform law enforcement's fault, and they vilify and they demonize law enforcement and say that it's our fault that there are criminals out there, and it's our fault that we're arresting people. And the reality is they have absolutely no idea what we deal with every day. We deal with the evil people that they don't want to deal with, that they don't have to deal with, and they don't seem to care. And it's growing, and it's been twofold. I have to tell you that the amount of outpouring and support that we have received over the last 2 weeks, and even the last year or so, is phenomenal from our general public. It seems like that population, which is 95% of the population, has a growing respect for law enforcement. But that 5 to 10% that is the evil, it is growing worse and more callous, and the lack of respect for authority. And I believe it's because of what you hear and what they see on social media, and what they get from our politicians when they make silly comments that we're all racist and we're out to get them, and it's our fault that things happen. It's a complete false narrative that is driving those people to be more emboldened in their interactions with law enforcement. There is zero respect when we show up anymore. They fight with us, they argue with us. It's heartbreaking.
Well, Sheriff Bianco, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Again, our condolences for the loss of your two deputies. I know how heartbreaking and how difficult that is, and just know that our thoughts and prayers are with you and your department.
Tony, I know that. I appreciate it a lot. We do feel it. Our people feel it, and it's much appreciated to make us want to go back out there and do it again. So thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff Bianco. We do want to let people know there is a Help a Hero campaign set up for Deputy Calhoun's family, and you will find that link on our